What's up, guys? Welcome back. So this video is going to be doing predictions for games going on Tuesday, February 12th. But before I get into that, I want to talk about some of the games that went on last night. We saw Kansas get a big win on the road at TCU, went into overtime. Quite a few players fouled out, but they managed to get the win. Without Vic, we saw Abachi step up big for them once again. They're looking okay. I think they can withstand this stretch. Still got a chance at the Big 12. We also saw Baylor beat Oklahoma. Baylor managed to win there. They were a little banged up. Didn't know if a couple players were going to play for them. We also saw Virginia win at UNC. UNC is a banged up team as well. Still missing Leaky Black and Sterling Manley. We saw Nasir Little go down in that game and did not return. We saw Cam Johnson roll his ankle as well. Did come back with about 2 minutes left. UNC just didn't have enough. Virginia has shown some real toughness as they battled back late on the road against a good UNC team. I think if UNC, when they get healthy though, they're going to be a legit team as well. As you saw, they gave up a good battle against a healthy Virginia team. UNC is going to be trouble for teams down the road, but I'm going to go ahead and talk about my picks for tonight. So my game of the night, coming from number 2 Duke on the road at 16 Louisville. This is going to be a tough test for Duke. Louisville is a good team coming off a loss at Florida State, a game in which they blew a late lead there. This is going to be a tough one for Duke, like I said. Always tough to play Louisville on the road. Chris Mack has his team playing well. Have lost 2 of the last 3, but have had some tough games. This is a big one in the ACC. Duke looks to remain on top by themselves after that loss UNC suffered earlier. Duke is favored by 7.5. I think they can get it done. I'm going to have to keep Nora to a minimum if they can do that. They got too much firepower, so I like Duke in that one. Next game, number 12 Purdue at number 24 Maryland. A fun one here. Looks like Purdue is actually favored by 1. I disagree. This could be one of my upset picks of the night. Maryland has a good guard in Cohen who can guard Carson Edwards. Going to be a great matchup. Maryland has too many guys down low, though, like I've said all year. Purdue struggles down low. So I like Bruno Fernando, Jalen Smith to have a big night for Maryland down low against some of those weaker bigs on Purdue. And Cohen's going to do a good job on Edwards, I think. So I like Maryland to upset Purdue in that one. Next one, we got another great game. Number 19 LSU at number 5 Kentucky. Kentucky is favored by 8.5. This is going to be a good game. I've not been completely sold on LSU. They are a good team. I'm just not convinced that they're as good as a 9-1 team in the SEC. I think they've had a pretty easy schedule up front of the SEC, but I think they're a good team. I think Kentucky's too good, though. They're at home. P.J. Washington's shooting the ball well, playing well. Tyler Hero's playing well. We're also seeing guys step up. Reed Travis is a beast down low. Going to be tough to stop him. I like Kentucky in that game to beat LSU. Another contender for game of the night, Michigan State at Wisconsin. Michigan State's ranked 11th, Wisconsin 20th. As you can see here, Wisconsin is favored by ESPN, predicted to win, but the line is even. It's going to be a great game. I do like Michigan State, however. It's a bold pick, especially with Michigan State on the road at Wisconsin. We've seen Wisconsin already upset Michigan at home. This season, a very tough place to play. I do like Michigan State, though. I think they bounce back. They got a lot of guys down low who can contend with Ethan Happ. They will not be forced to double team him, I do not believe, if Nick Ward can stay out of foul trouble. Ethan Happ's their whole offense, so if they can contain him, Nick Ward, Xavier Tillman, I think they're going to do a good job on him. So I like Michigan State in that one. Next game we got number 10 Marquette at DePaul. This is no walk in the park here for Marquette. DePaul has some big guards. They got some big guards in Kane, in Gage. They also got a guy who can really shoot the ball in Max Strus. So they're going to have to find a way to limit him. Some of these big guards at DePaul could do a good job guarding Marcus Howard. So we're going to need to see some other guys step up. We're going to need to see the Hauser brothers step up, like I've said. This Marquette team is very reliant heavy on Marcus Howard, so he's going to need to bring his A game. I think he will. I still think they get the win over DePaul. Would be a great win for them on the road. Next game we got number 6 Michigan at Penn State. It's going to be an interesting one here. Penn State's one of those games you don't want to go in there and play, mostly because they're a team with nothing to lose. A similar scenario with Minnesota going into Illinois, Michigan State going into Illinois, just one of those teams that has nothing to lose, no pressure on them, just going out there and playing their hearts out. So we could see a little bit of trouble there for Michigan, but I still do like them to win this game. Their offense has struggled, inconsistent at times. I do think that their defense is good enough, will allow for them to get some offensive points in transition, which will give them a little confidence going. I think they can force this Penn State team over. Penn State doesn't turn the ball over too much, but I still do think that Michigan can turn them over enough with their great defense and their good ball pressure with Xavier Simpson. And their help defense, their rotational defense is great. So I do like Michigan in this one on the road at Penn State. Penn State only one Big Ten win on the year. Been a tough year for them, so I do like Michigan in this one. Next one we got Butler at St. John's. Going to be a good one. St. John's coming off a surprising loss at home to Providence. A game in which I thought St. John's would win, especially with their win over Marquette on the road. They're a very athletic team, a very big team, very guard-heavy team. Got a lot of guys that can do different things. I think they're too much to handle for Butler. Butler now won 2 in a row, though, coming off a little streak. One at Georgetown. It'll be interesting to see, but I still do like St. John's and Shamari Pons to win that game. Next game we got number 18 Kansas State at Texas. This is going to be a really fun one. Texas is playing well recently. Have won 2 in a row following a loss at Iowa State, but beat Baylor and won at West Virginia. This could be a team that we see rolling. I do like Kansas State, however. As you can see, Texas is favored by 3.5. I think Kansas State's defense is going to be a lot for that Texas offense. The only thing I'm concerned about is that Kansas State offense. Can they score enough? I think they will. Barry Brown Jr., I think he's going to have a big game. I also think we'll see Dean Wade also step up big for them. I think that defense, just like in the Michigan game, is going to translate into offense for Kansas State. Final game of the night, Alabama at Mississippi State. A really good game that Mississippi State almost needs to win. Alabama needs this one as well. Alabama's won 2 in a row. Mississippi State has lost 2 in a row, though. Lost that thriller to LSU at home and lost to Kentucky by 4 at home. They need this one bad. Their third game at home, I think they get it right. But the Weatherspoon brothers and Lamar Peters and Eric Coleman, they just got too much firepower for Alabama, so I like Mississippi State in that game to win at home over Alabama. All right, that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Like this video, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you guys watching. Also, I'm going to be throwing out a new podcast coming out later this week, so be checking that out. I'll be checking my Twitter for info on that. I appreciate you guys listening. Have a good night watching college basketball. Super Tuesday. It's going to be a great night. Thanks again for watching.